It always takes a second. Hi, I think we're live. I think you never know until people start commenting, and then you're like, okay, it's actually working this time.
Right.
So hello, welcome to the end of summer reading wrap up live show.
Hello, welcome to the end of summer reading wrap up.
Oh, that I hear myself playing back on somebody's. It might be this one. No, this one. Okay, that's good. I just muted everybody. Okay, so that's why I always wear headphones so it like doesn't play back like that. That's something I learned from my podcast. But anyway, hi, welcome to my reading wrap up live show. Why am I still hearing myself? What am I doing wrong? Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. This is something I started new this year, and I have a whole bunch of new guests with me. So I'm very excited to have them. We're going to do a little round table and introduce ourselves. So Taya, why don't you start? And then we'll go like Summer, Lena, Marcy, because that's how everybody is on my screen at least.
Sounds good. Everyone hear me okay? All right, great. Hi, everyone. So my name is Taya from Taya's Turning Pages here on YouTube and on Bookstagram. And my favorite genres are romance, thrillers, literary fiction, and a little bit of nonfiction as well.
Yeah, I found you because of your love of thrillers. And like Marcy, Taya does the best reading wrap-ups.
Oh, thank you.
Like both of you are my reading wrap-up queens. They like it's so concise. And I'm like, why can I not do that? So that's why I made this reading wrap-up live show, because I just, word vomit. So, but they're so concise. I love the books that they read. I always get recommendations from them. And I feel like they also have very like opinionated thoughts on books. Like Taya's like, another book everybody hated, but I loved it. So love her. All right, let's see. Lane. Okay. Let's go Marcy next.
There we go. Can you guys hear me okay? Awesome. Hey, everybody. I'm Marcy from Marcy Reads, and I primarily read horror. I read a little bit of everything, but usually I tend to steer more through horror. And I do have a Bookstagram as well, which is Marcy Reads, and I just chat about what I read all over the internet.
All right.
You're muted, Gwen.
Yeah, I just realized that. Okay, so like I said, love Marcy's wrap-ups. We've been friends for a very long time. She's been on my podcast. Another, go to her channel. All of these ladies, I have their links to their channels in the description box. So if you're not following them, you need to change that. All right, let's hear from Summer.
Okay, so I'm Summer. I'm from Seasons Readings on YouTube and Instagram. YouTube is spelled just how I have my name on the screen, but on Instagram, it's Seasons Readings, all together one word with an extra S on the end. But yeah, I really love to read fantasy, sci-fi, horror, thriller, and some romance.
Yeah, I found Summer this summer. How appropriate. We both participated in a readathon, and that's how I kind of met her. And I was like, I love your energy. I love your vibes. I want your ring collection. Can we be besties? So I was like, how about you just be on my live show for the summer? So I've been doing my best to reach out to her and talk to her as much as possible, but you guys know how that is. So thanks for being here.
I know. I'm so glad. I'm so glad we met this summer too.
Yes. All right, Lena.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lena. My YouTube channel and my Instagram are both Lena's Bookshelf, and I read mostly thrillers, but recently I've been bitten by the historical fiction bug, which has been a crazy ride this year, but mainly thrillers with a little bit of everything else sprinkled in. But this summer, I've been living for all of the historical fiction.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime a historical fiction book comes up, I'm like, I wonder if Lena's read it. She's my go-to for historical fiction, recommendations and stuff like that. So I feel like between all of our reading, we pretty much touch on every genre, I feel like, or the main genres, So let's see who's here. I'm always terrible at this because sometimes my comments are good, sometimes they're not. Okay, Danielle, hi. I think we're all doing good. We're trying to make it through this live show without too many crazy things happening. happening. Jessie. I know, I've been waiting all summer too. Hey, Megan. Donnie's here. Erica's here. Glad to have the live wrap-ups back. I know. Oh, you've been in a slump. Some good ones to get excited about. I hope we can do that for you. So many people. Hey, Quinn. Let's see. Childs, Karen, Megan. Hey, Keisha. So excited. Oh, nice. Yeah, I had so much fun participating in that. That 24-hour horathon was hosted by Ashley from Ashley's Little Library. We'll talk about like if we did readathons or stuff like that. Yay. Hey, Angel. I'm so glad you're here. Oh my gosh, Jessie, you're going to love her content. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Hey, Ashley. Obviously, I've been talking about you a lot. Hi, everybody. So exciting. I know. Okay, let's talk about this. Even though I was like in a creative slump this summer, did it go by fast or was it just like trickling by for everybody else?
It went by so fast. I can't believe we're like at the end of it already.
Yeah, it went way too fast.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, and it's Ashley's birthday today, you guys. That's awesome. She's spending it with us. Oh, my gosh, we're spoiled. Okay, so I have kind of a mix of, like, talking about books, and then, like, also I prepared some games. So I thought we would just start with, like, the classic this or that, like, bookish type question. So, and I'm not sure if we're going to get through all of them, but let's see. Would you rather, and of course, you guys that are watching, let me know your answers in the comments. Would you rather read a book with terrible writing, but a good story, or a book with a terrible story, but good writing?
I put here terrible story, but good writing, because if the writing is bad, I just can't. I can't move forward without criticizing every little thing. But if a story is bad, I could just push through and, you know, give it a low rating, I guess.
All right. I chose terrible writing, but a good story.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like I have read books like that. So,
Yeah.
Zodiac Academy. I love Zodiac Academy, but the writing is heinous. It's terrible.
It's horrible. But
so
I
bad.
did read that one and enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
maybe I should change my answer.
No, Marcy, you got to stick with me. You got to stick with me because we're in the same camp,
Okay.
all right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the
That's
same
awesome.
way. I am like the queen of DNFing. I will stop reading a book if I cannot get through it, to be honest. So yeah, I will go with good writing, bad story. And I'm also like one of those people that thinks everything is camp. I'll be like, oh, this was camp. And like, that's how I feel about 90% of the books that I read that everyone else can't stand. So
I love that. And this isn't a question, but who is a character-driven reader? Like, you like more characters, or are you more of a plot-driven reader? You like plots more. So, Taya, plot or characters?
character for sure.
Lena?
Character.
Oh, man. Marcy?
I can never answer this because I feel like
Okay.
I like both equally. I can never choose.
Right. Okay. What about you, Summer?
Yeah, I'm the same.
No,
I don't know if I
exit
can
all
choose.
these people out of here. Get that.
Okay,
I am
Gwen.
plot driven for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, Gwen, you say that you're plot driven, but then you're like, look at this character description I have. Every character has a different handwriting style, and I have this
Okay,
map of
Lena,
all of these
calling
characters.
me out
This
on
is
my
great.
own
Yes,
live
Lena.
show. What? It's
Yeah.
true. Y'all.
I've seen
It's
your little
terrible.
character lists.
There was the 𝒍𝒏𝒏𝒌𝒔 book. I had like over 50 characters listed out in the front of the book. It was incredible. And okay, I feel like that's maybe why I feel like I'm a plot-driven reader though, because I can follow that more. Whereas the characters, I'm like, what do they look like? How are they related to people? You know, all of that. But I am with Marcy. I do like the balance. The balance is obviously the classic choice. You want great characters with a great plot, but that's just not always the case.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I can't believe everybody said characters. Oh my gosh. Okay, back to our this or that. Would you rather not be able to read any new books or not be able to reread any books ever again?
I think I would prefer to not be able to reread any books, because I feel like if I knew I couldn't reread any books, that would make me like appreciate it reading that much more, if that makes sense. And I feel like I would like take a lot more time with my reading, knowing like, okay, this is the only time I'm going to get to read this.
Mhm.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's a
same.
good point.
Yeah, I said not reread either because like I would rather read new books because I already know what happens in that one particular book.
Right.
I
Yeah,
love
and I'm
to
not a-
reread stuff, but I
Yeah.
don't know. If I had to choose, I would never
Yeah.
read it again.
I want to
Yeah.
be a rereader, but like I just physically can't, like you guys all mentioned. Like there's so many books in this world that I just want to get through, and I can't keep getting stuck, in the past.
Yeah.
See, I
I
love
know.
it. Just put it on audio in the background while you do stuff, and you don't have to pay as close of attention because you've already read it.
True.
I think I reread
yeah.
like 4 different books just this summer, so that's my favorite.
Smart.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I never thought of doing it. It's like a podcast, but it's just your audiobook.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. Never done that. But yeah, there's just so many. The only time I really make an effort to reread a book is the very first book that I read every single year is a reread for me, whether it be one of my favorites of all time or my favorite from that year or whatever. I make a concerted effort to reread my very first book because I know it's going to be a winner,
Mhm.
So I'm going to
Smart.
start the year off right that way. So, okay, next question. Would you rather be able to only read the first page of a book or only be able to read the last page of a book?
I put last page, but there is no rhyme or reason to
Right.
it.
Well, I picked first page because, like, if you don't have any context,
Right.
the last page is not going to make any sense. You're going to be like,
Yeah.
who is this character? What's going on?
Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
See,
I
I need
feel
the
like you know
closure.
Yeah.
Like, at least I'd like know how it ends. At least I would, I don't know.
I picked
Because then you stay wondering, like, what happened, after you read the
Yeah.
first page.
I picked last page because so often for me, my rating can change so quickly based on the very ending of a book. I also love ambiguous endings, so I don't mind not having context.
Oh.
Yeah, I wish I was like that, Lena, but I just can't stand ambiguous endings. Like I
Me
need
neither.
an epilogue, I need the gaps closed, I
love
need
it.
all of
I
that.
love it because it's like real life. In real
I
life, you
would.
don't always get all the answers, and I love that.
That's a good point. But when it comes to my books, I'm like, you need to wrap this up. Like, I need to finish something. But I chose the first page, like Gwen, just because, like, I feel like it depends for me, I guess, because with thrillers, there was one time where I accidentally, like, don't ask me how, but I accidentally read the last page of a thriller, and I found out the killer reveal, and I was like, oh my God, like, well, is there any point in me even going to read this book now? So that's why it kind of changed my outlook, and I'm like, all right, I would rather read the first page, probably.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're like, oh, does this book sound good? And you're like flipping through it, and then you see something, you're like, oh my gosh, why did I say that? Like, why? I especially do that with graphic novels because I always try to like show the art, and then I'm like, oh, that was a spoiler. Oops. So, okay. Would you rather accidentally this was a good one. I liked this one. Would you rather accidentally set your favorite book on fire or drop it in the ocean?
This was hard, and you did us
No
very
way!
wrong, Gwen.
No,
Very wrong.
the ocean, without a doubt.
I said that too, the ocean.
I said ocean too.
Ocean.
If anybody said fire, you're wrong. Because when it's fire, it's gone forever. If you drop it in the ocean, you can take it out and like air it out and dry it. It's not gone.
And if
like
you don't get it back, then it's gone to the fishies and
To the fish.
If it was in the ocean, I'm not going in there to get it. Like, that's terrifying. The ocean can have it, okay?
The mermaids can read it now. So
Yep.
we're adding to their TBR slowly.
Exactly.
Okay. Would you rather listen to an audiobook with a terrible narrator, or what was that? Terrible narrator, but an amazing story, or listen to an audiobook with an amazing narrator, but a terrible story? So kind of like the one before, but audiobook wise.
Amazing narrator, hands down. If it's a bad narrator, I just cannot deal. I cannot. It will affect my rating so much if it's bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know if I
Does
can
everybody? Does everybody listen to audiobooks here? I definitely do.
I do.
I
do.
listen to audiobooks, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was like commuting in the office a lot for my job, I was like running through audiobooks like it was nobody's business. They're so convenient.
Yep.
Yeah, I love just reading along physically and then like having the audiobook because
Mhm.
I'm able to read it faster that way because I stay like in the story and I don't get distracted as much because I'm like, that story's just going to keep on going if I don't stay focused. Would you rather be stuck on an island without a book or be stuck in a room full of books you don't like?
Room full of books. Because at least you have some books, you know?
Yeah, and we all know Elena loves to roast books. So I need to find some books I don't like. I would have endless entertainment.
Yeah, I
my
said
answer.
stuck on an island because, like I said, I DNF. So I would probably go stir crazy, but I feel like I would also be too anxiety ridden, just trying to figure out how to get off the island. So I don't think I would want a book with me. Controversial, maybe.
Right. No, that's a good answer. Like you're trying to survive.
Right.
You've got other things to worry about. You don't have time to read anyway. Like
Hey, it's a survival book. It's a survival
That's a
book.
good point. Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Oh,
Yeah, I put that too. Just the island.
Oh, okay. I like
Yeah.
how we're like split there. Would you rather bring any one character from your book into our world or live in a book's world but never meet your favorite character?
In a book's world. In a book's world.
In a book's
It has
world.
to be magical. Magical.
Yeah.
Same.
Did anybody choose bring a character to this world?
I did, yes.
I did.
Oh, you did? So who would you bring, Taya?
Oh my gosh, this is like so difficult. See, I didn't even think about this part.
That was not on the document, Gwen. That was not.
I was like, I didn't get that far in the game, but honestly, I would have to circle back on that one, honestly. But I
Yeah.
just know that I would probably bring someone, maybe, honestly, okay, so I'm like back in my Hunger Games bag right now, so probably Katniss. I've always loved her, so like maybe bring her into this world and she can show me like survival skills or something. I don't know.
That's
We'll
not
see
in
that.
case you're on that island without a
Yes.
book.
Exactly.
You're good to go. All right, Lena, you said character to this world. You got to choose a character.
Yes, okay. And Gwen, you will appreciate this, but I would bring Baby Gabe from The Giver into our world. Because he just needs to understand what the real world is like.
I know. Yeah, Lena and I both love The Giver so much. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. And then this is the last, like, would you rather? Would you rather never read a book again or never watch a movie again?
Never watch a movie again.
Movie, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Really? I know this is crazy, but I went with never read a book again because my husband does not read.
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
And leave studio.
My husband doesn't read. So, you know, we do watch movies together and shows together. So I feel like we connect on that way. Obviously, he's more important to me than the book community. Sorry, guys.
It counts. It counts. I give it to you. It's okay.
Well, I would just make my significant other read books.
I have
That's a good
tried,
loophole.
Lena. I need to invite you over and you can help me convince him. But no, he literally
Head to that bookshelf or head to the door.
Yep.
But he's like a computer programmer, so he reads like code and stuff
Yeah.
like that on the computer all the time. So he just, yeah. Okay, so our next game that we're going to do is a one sentence challenge. It's going to be like, we're going to do maybe 2, rounds of this. So we're going to give you guys a sentence of like a one sentence to describe a book that we read this summer. And then you guys in the audience are going to have to guess what book that we're talking about. So who wants to go first?
I can go. Also, I only have one sentence.
Okay,
so-
Lena, go first. I saw your
can go.
hand.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'll go. All right, let me see. Let me scroll down here. Okay. Beauty Queen's autistic son is accused of murder.
No clue. So if you think you know what Lena is talking about, drop the name of the book or the author or something in the comments. Very interesting. I think it's that book you just recently read.
No,
No? Dang.
I read this in June, actually.
Okay.
It came out in June, too.
Oh, it's probably this one. Hold on. Someone said, oh, Jesse said this. Is it this one? Yay, Jessie! And then Tyra got it too. I think she was actually the first one. And nice. I haven't read that yet. So that's on my TBR for September though. So
It's
that's
good.
exciting.
It came out June 1st too. So
Okay. All right. All right. Who wants to go next? Nobody?
I can.
Okay.
All right. And like I said, I only have one, so
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to go with it.
Yeah. I said a professor and a security guard fake date to get media attention for a nonprofit organization.
Oh, I know what that one is, but I'm not going to say it.
I think I know what this is too.
It sounds familiar, kind of.
What about the sisters, right? There's like 3 books about 3 sisters.
All right, so everybody should know this. But I know it's like the chat is always like a little bit behind, you know, so yeah. I give them
I can't think of the name of it though. All I know is that I DNF'd the first one.
Yep.
What?
Look at this!
Yes,
wow. And I didn't even guess that. That's like my favorite romance book. Oh, that's so bad. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the Danny Brown. It's like, what's the full title of it?
It's Take a Hint, Danny Brown.
Yeah, Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert.
I loved it. So cute.
It's so good. Summer, we're going to have to chat about it offline or something.
Yes, I
love
recently
that
finished After Your Age Eve Brown like a few weeks ago. Love that one too. Oh my god.
Okay, so has anybody else read like all 3 of those books?
I have not.
No? And Summer, you said you did.
Yeah.
You read even the first one, Chloe Brown?
Yeah, I read that
one. Which one's your favorite?
Oh my gosh. Honestly,
it's like choosing a child.
Honestly, I think Taking Danny Brown was my favorite. I love that she's like a witch, and I loved their romance together. Like Zap is such a hunk. So
I feel like she like she likes crystals. And
yes,
that's
my girl. Yes.
And I think I liked Chloe Brown the best, the first one. I
loved Chloe Brown. Yeah.
It was like really spicy, so I really liked that.
Oh
and
my
then
gosh,
I also,
the covers.
Yeah, the covers are just.
Well, they look so cute and innocent, and then you like are getting to the steam scenes, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
Not expecting that, but also like her chronic pain. I have friends that deal with chronic pain, so I just kind of like, even though it wasn't me personally that related to it. I mean, I had like some of my sorority sisters that I like grew up with have it, so I was like, I kind of related to it in that way.
Yeah, the representation is awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
In all of them. Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, who's next for the first sentence challenge?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a horror speculative autofiction in which involves the kidnapping of our main character and her time in captivity.
Oh wow.
Crickets.
I feel like I know, but I don't know. I haven't read it.
I feel like that could be like any horror book.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Really? Well, what I love about this one is a speculative autofiction, so it makes it a little bit different. Yeah.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Define that term for us, please.
It has a little bit of magical realism, but autofiction is that the author put a piece of her life into the story. So the author was actually yes. Gosh. The author was actually kidnapped, and she wrote it into her horror. Yes, Carol got it right.
Of course.
3 Days in the Pink Tower by Evie Knight.
Okay, awesome.
Marcy, I'm always introduced to new books when it comes to you, man. Like seriously, I'm like not a horror girly at all, but whenever I watch your videos, I'm just like, interesting.
But doesn't she sell you one of them though? Like you're not a horror girly, but you're every like, time. I want to be now.
Every single time, I swear.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I guess I'll go next. A magical trip to Italy shows one woman how to move on after loss and how the people we love never truly leave us.
I think I know. I think I know.
Okay, let's see what they say.
Oh, I know this one. You just read it too. Can I say it or do I have to wait?
No, you have to wait.
This is the only one that I was like, yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Yay! See, you guessed one. Yay! And then, like everybody knows that one because I made it real simple. Okay, let's take a break and talk about.
When I have to go. I have to go.
We will.
Okay. I'm like,
but
all right.
I want to take a break and say that I read that book. My buddy read it like very last minute, like I had like 2 hours to read this book before the readathon started. So I was like, okay, let's do it. I rated it 5 stars, you guys, and I heard nothing but horrible things about it.
Same.
I was so hesitant. And then also her previous book, In 5 Years, I wasn't really a fan of that book at all. But this book, I heard basically the same thing, that it was horrible. It had cheating, the magical realism part of it. Like, everybody was not liking this book. And me and my friend Nikki, we buddy read it, and we were like, what? Are we like, we're both rating this 5 stars? Like, what the heck? It was so good. So have any of you read it, and like, what did you think?
Nope,
It's been on my TBR since the day it came out, just because like I am half Italian and it just intrigued me. But I hesitated to read it because everybody said it was so bad. And I'm like, why am I going to go outside of my comfort zone for something that's not going to wow me? Right. But now I'm going to give it a try now.
Yeah, and it's so short. It's under 250 pages, but also you will appreciate this, Marcy. At the end of the book, this obviously is not a spoiler, but at the end of the book, the author was like emailing the hotel that she was talking about, saying like, hey, do you have any more history of this hotel? Because I'm writing a book about it or whatever. And then they like wrote her back and told her the history of the hotel. And then she wrote him back and was like, oh yeah, just so you know, I announced my new book. It's coming out here. So I thought that was so, like, she really did her research about the particular hotel and the town and all of this. And it sounds like she went on vacation there quite a few times as well. Now, it does deal with grief in a different way than I think is normally portrayed, or at least in the grief books that I read. She does lose her mom. I mean, that's in the synopsis. That's in the first chapter. It has Jewish main characters, which I thought was really cool. Not that the only way I knew that is they said Shiva Week, and I was like, oh, I know what that is. But it was so interesting. And I think that if you do like this and you want something similar, you should read The Unsinkable Greta James. It was another book of the month book that I read that has where a girl loses her mom and is like grieving and stuff like that. But I loved it so much. And I was like, I want to tell people about it because I'm like, it's been trashed on so hard.
Yeah.
And I loved it so much.
Yeah,
and we were also I was talking to my friend Nikki about it. She loses her mother. And I don't have a relationship with my mother. I never had. I've never had that like mother figure in my life. Me and my dad are really close. So it didn't hit me as hard as it may like someone else that is really close to their mom. But I still rated it 5 stars. So that's that.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
So I just wanted to interject that really quick to kind of give it some love because it's been getting so much hate.
Well, Gwen, welcome to my club. Okay. Welcome to my club.
Yes. All right. So back to the 1 sentence challenge, Taya. We did not forget you, doll.
My fault. But okay. So 2 best friends go on a vacation and it turns deadly.
I know what it is. All right, I want to say so bad every time. Okay, let's see.
If it's the book I'm thinking of, I love the cover.
Yeah,
yes,
it's a great cover.
I think I'm thinking the same one that you are, Summer.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the one. We've got this one. We've got this one. There we go.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Jessie is really good at this game. Maybe she has us all up on her Goodreads right now.
Yeah.
She's stalking us.
I love it. This is one of the books that is rated pretty badly on Goodreads, but I stand by it, okay? It gave me
I'm going to read it.
And it gave me LMN. And I love Lifetime and LMN. So this book, it did it for me. It did.
Yeah, I read that one in June too, and I gave it 4 stars.
I love that.
Really, I saw all the bad reviews, and I wanted to read it, and then I saw the bad reviews, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll pass on it. But now, I'm definitely like,
it's definitely like absurd. I'm not gonna lie, it's very absurd and outlandish, but that's why I loved it so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna add it to my TBR.
Yes.
I always tell people you have to almost think of it as like YA because they're like early 20s
girls.
I just tell people like just go into thinking it's YA and then you'll enjoy it.
Right, exactly.
Okay, next round of one sentence challenge. Who wants to go first this time?
Wait, what?
We're going to do another round of that. If you have another one sentence.
Oh, I don't. I thought.
Yeah, I thought we were only doing one.
I know.
All right, fine.
I'm sorry, Marcy's reaction.
Yeah, I only have one.
Because
Okay.
I went through such stress to come up with this one sentence.
Right.
Like, I cannot write, and then she's gonna come and tell me that I.
Yes, I was the same way. I was like, wait a minute.
Okay, so here's the deal. If you watching have a one sentence that you want to give us, let us know and we will try to guess yours. How about that? But while we do that, we will move on to kind of just talking about our reading months in general. Not like all of the books we read, but just in general, thumbs up or thumbs down. How was your reading in June? Wow. Okay, so we have half and half here.
Marcy's like, I'm just not even gonna.
Sorry.
No, it's
Sorry,
okay.
it was
going away.
it was like half and half.
Okay, so Marcy, explain this half and half to us.
I had I think that was June was my biggest reading month, like where I read the most, but I feel like I had a lot of like 2-star reads, which usually does not happen with me. And so that's why but I read some good ones too.
Okay. I said thumbs down. Who else was thumbs down? Yeah. Okay, Lena, why was yours thumbs down?
Well, similar to Marcy, like that was the most books I read. I read 14 books in June, but I had 1 4-star and then basically all 3 stars and a 2-star and a 1-star. So it was just like a straight 3-star month for me, except for like 1 or 2 outliers.
Yeah, I read a lot in June, but I had like some really low ratings. I think I had like a couple 1s, a couple 2s, a lot of 3s. I don't think I had any 5 stars, so that's a down.
Yeah.
And then what about thumbs up? What was so great about June for Taya and Summer?
Yeah. So I feel like I'm a pretty good judge of character. Like when it comes to books for me, like I know what I like and I know what I don't like. Now, obviously, sometimes things happen and I'm like, oh, that was a miss. But for the most part, I feel like I'm pretty good at picking out books for myself. And I had mostly 4 stars, but I had one book and it was a YA book that got 5 stars for me. And it's called Hurricane Summer by Asha Bromfield.
Yes.
And I am still thinking about that book like months later. But that like really saved my June because like a lot of, like I said, I had like 4 stars, but they were kind of like, it wasn't anything like super groundbreaking. So I would say that. And then also I read Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. And I really, really love that book too. So yeah.
Okay, good. What about you, Summer? What was so great about June?
Basically any month, like from June on, is just like a bonus for me because I met my reading challenge for the year in June. So anything on top was just kind of a bonus. So
Nice.
it's nice
Congrats.
to have the pressure taken off. Thank you. But I read 2 5 stars and I think 2 or 3 4 stars and then like a couple of 3 stars. So everything was like good and great. So
yeah,
it was just a good reading month.
That's awesome. All right, Jessie has a 1-sentence challenge for us to guess. A woman must go back to her teenage summer home after she swore she would never go back.
Just like home.
Maybe that's it, because I know she was reading that. Is that right, Jessie?
I'm reading it right now. I started it today and I'm almost done with it.
That's what it is, because I know she was like literally just.
Is that the one that's like a pink cover with a
yes.
with a house on it?
Yes,
it is.
Oh no, it's not it.
No. We haven't. Did she say?
Yeah,
oh,
she
it's
put
not. Oh no. Oh wait.
Oh.
What was it again? A woman must
Every
go back.
summer after.
Let me find her comment again. A woman must go back to her teenage summer home. Oh, every summer after.
I haven't read that one yet.
I want to read that.
Every summer after. Oh, then she said it too. I didn't see it. I swear I did not see you say that though. I loved that book.
Yeah, didn't you get 5 stars, Gwen?
Oh yeah, it was 5 stars for me. I loved that book. I see why people don't. I get it. But I feel like if you didn't like Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren, you're not going to like this book either because they're the same.
Is this the one with the water in front? I'm dying to read that one. Yeah. Yeah.
It's so good. Oh my gosh, I loved it. Sorry. Okay. Okay. I promise I didn't see your answer, but oh, that was fun. Okay, so what about July? How was July your reading month? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Man. Oh. Okay, so I'm the only one with thumbs down, so I'll go first. I read 31 books in July.
How many?
31.
Wow.
It was like a record, okay?
Wow.
But they were all crap books.
They were not all crap books, Gwen.
Well, they were not all
crap books.
They were not all, but the majority was.
Don't you hate on my book, Gwen?
I'm not gonna hate on your book. It's actually on my list to talk about. It's a good book. Okay, Lena, calm down. No, she's talking about I did a buddy read this summer with my patrons, and everybody loved the book. Everybody that read it, yes, The Measure. Everybody loved that book. I was like, hey guys, what do you think about a buddy read? And I shared the synopsis, and all of us are pretty much like thriller readers. And here I come out with this sci-fi book, and they're like, okay, Gwen, sure, we'll do it. And everybody rated it 5 stars almost. It was it's some of people's favorite book of the year now, and I was like, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks to me. Okay, so yeah, I read a crap ton of books, but I had maybe even that book for me was 4 stars. So I think this is another month that it was 4 stars was as high as I got, and then the rest were just kind of wah, wah. So I probably will never read that many books in a month again because it was a lot. And my husband was like, why are you trying to read one more book? And I was just one more. I have a few hours left. Let's do it. Okay. And what was so great about any highlights from July for you, or what was so great about July?
I didn't have anything below a 3-star. So
nice.
That's a good month.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luna was also a super fan of I think Lena and Luna were both, they listened to the audiobook for the first time through, and then they loved it so much, they both rated it 5 stars, that they purchased a physical copy of the book. So that was
I'm gonna have to read that.
Yeah, it's so good. And this is one where the plot is amazing and the characters are amazing. And then Angel as well read it for that. So yeah, we had so much fun with that discussion too. So highlights from July. Anybody else want to share?
I actually had mostly 4 stars again, and I have one 2.75 star. I know I should round that up, but I physically cannot.
It doesn't deserve it.
It doesn't. And I can just say it was The Lake by Natasha Preston. It's like a YA thriller. I tried to give it a chance, did not like it. And then I had 2 4 stars and then 1 4.5 star. And the 4.5 star was The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. And it was so good. So good.
Nice. Nice. When did you make your return to BookTube officially, Marcy? Was it towards the end of July, or was it August?
It was, so sorry. It was, I don't know, whatever video I did last, which I think at this point was already 2 weeks ago. It's just, I've been doing a lot of traveling as well. So, and I don't carry camera or anything. So it was really hard I started so many vlogs, but they've been hard to finish. So that's the issue I'm finding now with uploading. So, but I would say whenever I uploaded the last video, I did.
Okay. That's good. Nice.
Yeah.
Any highlights for you for July, Summer?
I mean, I have highlights, but I'm kind of saving them for when we talk about our favorite books.
All right.
Everything that I read was basically, I had 1 2-star, and it was My Heart is a Chainsaw. I really did not like that book, and I really wanted to. Yeah. So, but I also had a 5-star and the majority of 4 stars. So it was a good reading month.
That's good.
Nice. My friend Keisha asked me that she read a new favorite book in July, and if I knew what it was, and I did, The Dead Romantics. Oh, that book is so good. And then Megan says that she read 6 5-stars. I'm trying to get the comment to come up. It's being a pain, but 6. Why is it? Okay, 6 5-star books in July. That is amazing.
It is. It is.
I'm just like, did you see what Lena said? Lena feels it in her soul. That's funny. Okay, so do you read more or less typically in the summer? Do you think you read more, or are you traveling a lot? You don't have time to read, or?
I usually read less in the summer. Definitely.
Same.
I think I read more in the summer. Like, even though I travel like all year round, so I get a lot of time like on planes and stuff to read. I've taken more vacations. Like, I went to the beach in May, and then I went to like on a family vacation in Colorado in July. So like I had more like downtime, I feel like. So I had more time off of work. So I think I read more.
Yeah,
Nice.
I usually read more too. I just feel like more inspired. It's my favorite season, and I love reading seasonally. Does anybody else read seasonally, or do you just read whatever you want? Yeah, Marcy pulls out all those summer horror books. I know.
Yeah, I definitely am seasonal, like in every which way, in like colors, in books, in everything. I'm so season driven.
All right, how about August? This month, I know it's not officially over yet. How has it been so far? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Yay! Thumbs up. Yes, I think August has been my best reading month. I don't know if I was like feeling the pressure of this live show when I was like, you gotta get some good ones in, or if I think after July when I read like the crap ton of books, I was like, I think I just need to chill and just read. And I still read a lot. I've read 18 books so far, but some of that is like short stuff. Like I read a couple of like graphic novels and short things for the Horror in 24 thing. But I was having like a 5-star streak, you guys. I was like, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. I was like, oh my gosh, it's the best feeling when you have that many 5 stars, especially in a row, you know?
That's so awesome.
Yeah, so that was really good. I'll tell you what they were. My 5-star reads in August, like my little streak that I had going, was Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney, The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston or however you say her name. Keisha actually sent me that book. She loved it so much. I was on her channel, did a like live reading sprints with her, and she sent me that book, and I read it right away. 5 stars. It's kind of like quirky, but not in a bad way. It's a romance, but it also has like ghosts, like a paranormal thing in it too.
Oh,
I have it here somewhere. Oh, here it is. This is
I've seen that cover. I almost bought it.
I love the cover. It's so floppy. It's so good. I read it in a day. So
That's
that
awesome.
was really good. And then I read The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. That was amazing, but also a lot. And then I read One Italian Summer. So, which I told you guys about, which everybody should give a chance if you've heard terrible things and you were hesitant. But
so Gwen, would you say that The Last Housewife was better than In My Dreams I Hold a Knife? I think that's
yes,
you would say
1000%, because I wasn't a fan of In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. I rated it 3 stars. It was just like an average, normal thriller to me. I think it just got like way overhyped, and I was expecting like, oh my goodness, something amazing that's never been done before. The twist you're never gonna see coming. I was like, I've literally read this in like at least 5 other books. So I feel like the hype definitely got to me, but also it's just like academia, past and present, a group of friends in the past. One of them dies. You think this person's guilty, but then, oh no, it may not be that person. And now on their reunion, they're coming back and figuring out. So that's been done all the time. But I feel like The Last Housewife was just something different. It had a lot of social commentary, but it was like focused. Because one problem that I have when authors do social commentary is they try to do too many things, try to say like they have 7 things they want to tell you and they're all unrelated and they try to relate them and you're like, no, you should have just made 7 different books. And that's the problem that I have with Tiffany D. Jackson. So I always try her books.
I agree.
But she just tries to do too much. And
Too much.
No. Just split it up, honey.
I have like 2 of her books on my TBR. I still have not read anything yet. I need to.
But I think her stories are good, but she just tries to throw too much in. And I'm just like, I can't do it. But with The Last Housewife, it was one focused thing. She had a lot of like small things that related to it, but it was just, and it was also creepy and dark and it was so
I just bought that one yesterday.
Yeah, I think you will love it, Marcy.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps saying. They're like, buy it, you'll love it. And so I saw it yesterday while out of town, and I bought a signed copy, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah, I'm so excited to read that one this fall. I also love the cover. I love any covers with hands on them. Like that's why I love like Under Her Care. It has like the hand reaching for the tiara. Like I don't know what it is about like.
I love it.
I love it. Oh, yeah. Hey, Beth. Thanks for popping in. Yes, The Last Housewife was just the first cult book that I love. Oh, I also wanted to touch on this cult thing really quick. A lot of people said it was, it's like a cult book. It's cultish. It has cult vibes or whatever. And it does. I mean, I guess. But to me, it more felt like a secret society almost kind of vibe. So to me, it was like, if you like cultish things, if you like secret society things, like dark things, yes. But I could also see it not working for people because it has a lot of like assault and stuff. But in the book, another thing that I loved about it is that in the very beginning, if I can find it, it has content warnings.
Nice.
So if you can handle all of those things, I think you would really like it. If you cannot handle those things, do not read it because they're in there.
Gwen, look at Beth's comment.
She's so funny.
Yes, it's an eggplant cult. Yes, it is. It is. Yes. So very much. And then Ashley also said it's definitely more secret society vibes. Yeah, to me.
Nice. Same. I can't wait.
All right. So now we're going to talk about our favorite book of the month of June, our favorite book of the month of July, and our favorite book of the month of August. And then we're going to rank them, which was torture. But I did it to myself. So, all right.
Okay.
All right. If you have your books with you, we can just like hold them up, or you can just say the title, whatever you feel more comfortable with. I don't know if I even brought all my books that I needed to hold up in here. Let me find them. So excuse the chaos for a second.
I don't have any of my books, so I'm sorry.
Fine.
I'm gonna have to say them out loud.
No, that's fine. I mean, you're in a hotel, right? What? You didn't bring your bookshelf?
You mean you didn't bring the books with you to the hotel?
I wish.
Okay, so favorite book of June. What's everybody's favorite book of June? Mine was. This was really hard because I also read Every Summer After this month, but Every Summer After, it's been done before, but oh my gosh, you guys, read this book. It's so good. I feel like even if people don't like romance because it's like too cheesy or whatever, this is like a mix of cheesy and like a deeper romance.
Nice.
It has like other things that it's tackling about like family expectations, things like that. So yes, everybody read this book. So this was my favorite for June. What was everybody else's favorite for June? Under Her Care. Not surprised.
I love my girl Lucinda.
You need to meet her.
I do. I need to. She lives in Los Angeles. I think I'm going to Los Angeles next month for work. Maybe I'll look her up.
Yeah, you
Not-
she in the front.
Hey!
How do you do this?
Hey, Luce, can you like meet at my hotel?
Hey, Luce,
Hey,
we're on a
Luce.
first name basis, right?
Here's the address to my hotel. You know? No, it was so good, and it had really good representation of the autism community, and it was a really good release, and it released on June 1st, and I read it on June 1st, so it was just, and I think she dedicated this to her son.
Oh.
Yeah, and I always I watch her TikToks with her son, and they're like the cutest.
That's sweet.
So someone asked, is it out yet? Yes, it's out.
Yes, it came out June 1st. Yes, and I pre-ordered it last year.
Wow.
Is Lucinda, is she your favorite author?
No, probably not favorite. Probably Jodi.
Oh, she's not hanging out with you now. You're not. No.
No.
You just lost her. She was on board to meet you, but
No
then
more Luce.
I've been reading Jodi Picoult since I was in middle school, so she holds my heart. But I do love Lucinda Berry. She would be top 5 definitely. And I have read all of her books. And if you are interested, I do have a ranking video ranking all of her books. So if you want to know which one to start with, go check that out.
I mean, other people like me would have a different ranking of her books, but it's fine.
Your ranking is wrong, Glenn.
I haven't read anything by her yet. Her or Karen Slaughter. Those are the two that I have not. And everybody's like, what?
Same, Marcy. I actually just started reading Girl Forgotten, and it's taken me a minute because it's going a little slow. But I really do want to get into it because the synopsis, it sucked me in.
Yeah.
I know. Well, we know who's a Karen Slaughter fan here. That would be Beth from Bethel Box.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Beth's calling you out. It's a crime.
Sorry, Beth.
Oh, man.
That's okay, Marcy. I'm with you. But I have 2 Karen Slaughters on my shelf. I just haven't read them yet.
Yeah. Same.
I've only read one, attempted another, and I do have one. I have False Witness on my TBR, but I'm never drawn to pick it up for some reason.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just not that person, but okay. All right. Everybody else's favorite book for June.
Mine was The House Across the Lake. I know not many love that book, but I adored it.
I'm so excited to read that one just to see.
Good for you.
I know.
No, seriously, I haven't read it yet, but everyone's trashing it, so that's good for you.
I loved it. I don't know. I think it was just the atmosphere and the setting. It's one of my favorites, and so it really ticked off everything for me. I mean, it wasn't a 5-star read; it was 4 stars, but that was my favorite of the month. Nice.
All right, other favorites from June.
Mine was Bunny.
Bunny, I knew you were gonna have, which I also did not like, but I'm so glad that you loved it. What was it about Bunny that made you love it so much?
I just loved how weird and that it just went there. It pushed the limits of other horror. It was just so different from anything I've read, and I absolutely loved the writing. I loved that it was kind of pretentious. Yeah, so good. Just the most out there concept, and the ending totally took me by surprise and was just so good. So yeah, loved it.
I still need to
did
read
you say
that.
your favorite?
So I went off script earlier and jumped the gun and pretty much told everybody what my favorite books were. But for June, Hurricane Summer, like I said before, by Asha Bromfield. This is a YA book.
I love the cover.
I know, it's I just love it so much. And the book itself is really beautiful. There's illustrations and a butterfly. It's just beautiful, but it's set in Jamaica. So it gave me all of the summer feels, all of the island feels. And it's a really heavy hitting book. The main character goes through a lot of trauma. So definitely look up trigger warnings if you are interested in this, but just truly a beautiful book. I can't really say too much else, but it's great.
Nice. All right. What about for July? What was everybody's favorite book of July? Mine was The Measure.
That's my TBR.
So see, Lena, it's here. It's on my list. What was everybody else's favorite? And then
I like how
talk about this.
I like how Lena was she's so giddy. She's For July for me was the point horror book Beach House. I just
That was so
loved it.
fun.
It's just fun, yeah, and the setting and the time frame. It was just really, really fun for me.
Yeah, definitely. What about for you, Summer?
It was Home Before Dark by
Ooh.
Riley Sager.
Oh,
Sorry,
that's a
my
good
light
one.
from this.
Oh, that's okay.
Crazy,
That's okay.
But yeah, I love this. I like halfway through, I was convinced this is going to be a 5-star, and it was. So the ending again was fantastic, and the vibes throughout this were so good, and it like got under my skin. And I had also just recently watched what's the show on Netflix, The Haunting of Hill House. I watched that with my friend Rachel like a week before I started this, and this is like the same vibes. Like I just could like see this book, like what was happening. I'm obsessed with it. It's so good.
Nice. What about for you, Taya? Favorite book for July?
So mine is The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. Like I said earlier, this book was so good. It's so twisty. It was like compulsive and addicting. And the end completely rocked me. Like if you read this book, definitely like you might know what I'm talking about then in terms of the ending, but it was very dark-sided, but I loved it. So I have her other book on my TBR. I think it's called One of Us is Dead. I think that's her newest book. And it's like a murder mystery type of situation mixed with like Real Housewives. So I'm looking forward to reading that one soon.
Yeah, where they're like in the hair salon and she like kind of knows everybody. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah.
I also liked that one. All right. Did you say yours, Lena? Oh, yours was The Measure. So tell me why you loved it so much.
I loved everything about this. I just really enjoyed this because it was almost like I like dystopian, but I like dystopian that could actually happen. And like this is dystopian that could actually happen. With the whole like getting the box with a string in it, and the string is, you know, the measure of your life essentially. And it had so many like just it related so much to current events. It almost like reminded me of the pandemic. And it was her debut novel, which is insane to me because it was so good. And even though it had a lot of characters and a lot of POVs, which I usually don't like, it was super easy to keep them all straight. And I got super attached to all of the characters. And like, I didn't cry at the end, but like I could have. Like if I was a crying person, then I would have cried at the end. But yeah, I just really enjoyed everything about it. And I liked that it was out of my comfort zone. It's like literally when Gwen was like, oh, what would you think about a buddy read of this book? I like read the synopsis and I was like, okay.
I'll do it for you, Gwen.
Yeah. I was like, okay, sure, I'll read it. And I like totally put it off till like the middle of the month. I was like, oh, gotta read that book for Gwen. And then I loved it.
And then look, I bet you it's gonna be on her favorite books of the year list.
Yeah, probably.
And even Jordan from Sorry Book Solid, she's like, it's probably her new all-time favorite book ever.
Wow.
So basically, you know, Lena told you kind of what it was about. It's about this, it's a time where everybody in the world, all over the world, at the exact same time, everybody receives a box with a string in it, and they're kind of like, what is this? Like, what's going on? And they figure out that shows you the length of your life. So you have people that have short strings, you have people that have long strings. But what I loved about the book is that it has a lot of social commentary about like all the things that you could possibly think about that come with that. You know, would you want to know, would you even open your box to find out if you had what your string told you? Would you tell people, what length your string was or whatever like that? But everything that you could possibly think about, but how about this? Like when you're reading a book and you're like, what about this little plot hole? She immediately filled in all the plot holes that it could possibly have. So you were just literally believing okay, literally everybody in the entire world somehow really did receive a box with their name on it with a string in it. And yeah, it really happened. But then also the way that she did the multiple POVs is she slowly fed them to you. It wasn't just like every other chapter was a new person. It was, she gave you one POV, you got used to it. Then she added another one. And then she only used those two people for a while. And then she added another person and gave you time to get to know those people for a while. Then she added, you know, two more people or whatever. So it's like the way that it was written was amazing. The way that she thought about like every little single plot hole, about like what readers would say, oh yeah, but what would the government do with that? What would happen about like health care? What would happen with just everything she touched on? And if this book is somehow not on your radar, it definitely needs to be, because I think that it has something for everybody. You know, it has horrifying things that happen in it. It has romance things that happen in it. It has the sci-fi. It's a great book.
Sold.
Jeff in the chat, Jeff asked like what genre it is, and honestly, it's like very genre defying because it has a little bit of everything. Like there's murder, there's death, there's romance, there's some of the like magical realism. There's, you know, they do touch on serial killers. Beth just asked if there's a serial killer. There's not specifically, but they do like touch on that. Like there's some people who are like trying to kill people that have long strings, but obviously they can't. And, you know, so it kind of has a lot of different types of things. And I've heard it compared to The Immortalists. And so I kind of want to read that one, but at the same time, I'm like worried it's not going to be as good. You know?
Yeah.
Have you guys read
like how can you not?
Have you guys read The Postmortal by 𝒍𝒏𝒏𝒅?
No.
Okay, that one, it's like a different concept, but it's sci-fi, and it's about like they create a cure for like everything, and you basically are immortal and you just stop aging. And it kind of goes like with Gwen, what you were saying, where like any kind of like social thing you can think of, there's like, I don't know, like a reason for it or like a problem that goes along with it. So that one, I don't think you'll love it as much as that one, but it's like an interesting one if you wanted to just like try it.
What's the name of it again?
Called The Postmortal by �𝒏𝒏𝒅.
The Postmortal.
Yeah, I read that like in 2018 or 19 or something, but it's a book that I think about all the time.
Yeah, all pretty much, Danielle, pretty much all of my patrons, because I randomly ran across it. I hadn't heard anybody talk about it. It was before the book even released that I pitched this idea to them. And I think everybody was kind of like, yeah, let's do it. I think they literally just took a chance on it for me. And then, like I said, we all loved it. So yeah. And then Luna has been asking about, she posted in my Discord, she's like, guys, I can't stop thinking about The Measure. I need more books like The Measure. So I know she's going to look into that book for sure. Yeah, it just has so much that you could possibly, and I thought it was like really fast paced too. And I did get emotional at the end. So yeah. So had a lot of stuff. So we got that. All right. What about your favorite book so far this month for August? This one.
Mine was, oh, sorry, go.
Sorry.
Oh, you can go, Marcy. Go ahead.
No. You had your book up. Go ahead.
Oh, this is The Lost Girls of Willowbrook by Ellen Marie Wiseman, and it hasn't actually released. It releases on August 30th. But I read the synopsis, and so I reached out to the publisher, and they sent me a copy, and it is so good. It's like a historical fiction thriller, and it was like dark and disturbing. It's fiction, but it's based on a true story of the Willowbrook School in New York that was shut down in the 70s due to like horrific treatment of the patients there. And it was so good. I have a whole like blog about it, and I basically just like gush about this book for like 20 straight minutes, but it was so good. And it was such a good depiction of how far we've come as a country as far as mental health and behavioral health goes, but also a good reminder of like how much work we still have to do. So it was just really good. And like it's listed as historical fiction, but it really is pretty thrilling and disturbing. There's a serial killer, there's murder, there's kidnapping, all kinds of stuff.
Sold. My TBR list is going to be insane at the end of this.
Also, like it isn't already, Marcy. So
Yeah, I know.
don't blame them, okay? There will be no blaming. But yeah, you guys, if you should go watch that video where she talks about that. It was like, what was the theme of it? Like asylums, mental institutions. That was the theme.
Yeah,
of the blog.
asylum books, basically.
And she sold me on that book, even though it's historical fiction. And we
it doesn't
really
feel like it though, because it's 70s.
Yeah,
So it's
and I love the
70s
70s.
vibes.
Right.
So it's not super historical.
Right.
I love asylum books and stuff, so I'm definitely going to check that one out. I'm going to check out your blog too.
Awesome.
Yeah, very cool. All right, who else has a favorite? Jesse's was Every Summer After or The Last Housemaid.
I don't know that one.
I wonder if she meant to put housewife. I don't know. I've never heard of The Last Housemaid. Maybe it is. Or The Nothing Man. But my best friend's exorcism, that was such a good one. The Perfect Child.
Yes.
Another good one. Daisy Darker. Yeah, The Last
So many good
Housemaid.
thrillers in this chat. Oh my goodness, I love it.
I know. What was your favorite book?
Oh my gosh. So I just finished it last night, and y'all, it's my favorite thriller of the year.
Nice.
Really?
I'm sorry. It is so like, Gwen, it's so good. Gwen, come on. It is so freaking good. It is. I'm sorry, but I will stand by this. And we're getting a movie or a TV series. So guess what? I won.
It is good.
I am right. Done.
I just loved it. I don't know what it was. When I was like reading it, I was very like, okay, where is this gonna go? There's so many twists and turns. What the hell is going on, right? But then once we got to the end and things really started to come together, I was like, 𝒒𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒔 is mine. Whoa. I don't know. I really love this story. So I'm not gonna keep going on and on, but this is my favorite.
Did like the beginning of that one. The very first, like, I don't know if it was like the first chapter or like the beginning, like a prologue or whatever. Yeah. I loved that. I was all in.
It was good.
I was like, oh my goodness.
Bang. It really did.
Then I was like, I don't know if it was the timelines I was getting or like what was going on. I wasn't.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of characters you had to keep up with. I was constantly like, okay, who is this? And we're going back 11 years. Now we're in the present. It was a lot going on. But once I got the hang of it, I couldn't put this book down. Like I finished it like in pretty much one sitting, but phenomenal. I cannot wait for the show or the movie, whatever it is going to be. 𒒒𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒔 has made a fan out of me, okay?
Yay, that's awesome. All right, what about you, Summer? What was your favorite?
I don't have a physical copy yet, so just I put it up on my iPad.
Oh, nice.
But it's The Cartographers by, I think it's Pung Shepherd is how you say it. I kind of had heard bad things about this book, but I just had it on audio, so I just listened to it, and the vibes are immaculate, okay? Like, kind of like secret society, a map that every single copy has been lost or destroyed. Someone is hunting this copy of this map down. It has magical realism. So good. It really took me by surprise. I did have like a few things that I didn't love about it, but so it's probably more like a 4.5, but like I just bumped it up to a 5 on Goodreads because I just really enjoyed like the overall feeling that I got when I was reading it. But I really loved it.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, yay!
That's awesome.
That's awesome. I hope you love it.
And Marcy, did you have a favorite? Did you say?
Yes. Yeah, I did have a favorite. I've only read 3 books so far this month. It's been horrible. But my favorite was 𝒔𝒐 by Steve Alton. And if you've watched the movie, which is the Megalodon shark movie of the summer, I love that movie so much. This book is loosely based on that movie, or the movie is loosely based on the book, I should say. And it was just so fun. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did because of my love of the movie, but I really did enjoy it.
That's always the best.
Huh?
Yeah.
I said that's always the best when you end up reading the book after the movie and it still is just as great.
It's so good. Yes.
So see, Erica hasn't finished a book yet this month, but she's reading this one, which I also really enjoyed. That's the one that has a crap ton of characters, but it was worth it. Okay, so now is the hard part that we have to rank those books like third. We'll do it from the bottom, like third place, second place, first place. All right, third place for me, sadly, is The Measure, because I rated this one 4 stars instead of 5 stars. Second place for me is The Dead Romantics, which I just loved it so much. All of these books are great, so you definitely have to. And then that means number 1 is Part of Your World. This one was just, I don't know what it was about it. It was so good. I loved the characters. I loved the small town vibes. I liked that it was just more than the romance. And guy was a little cinnamon roll. And it also has like a little age gap. Like she's a little bit older than he is. And he lives like kind of out in the country. And she's like a city girl. And yeah, I love this one so much. So yeah. All right, Lena, what about you? Ranking your books.
Gwen, are you in your romance era right now?
No, I'm actually not. I feel like I was in my romance era, but I'm like coming out of it and getting into thrillers now. So.
All right. So in third place, I'm going to have to go with Under Her Care by Lucinda Berry because I gave it 4 stars. And then in second place, I'm going to have to go with The Measure. And then in first place, I'm going to have to go with Lost Rose of Willowbrook because I just could not find anything wrong with this book. And this is the book that I need. Like, this has everything that I love in books. So.
Love that. All right, Summer, rank your books.
I think third is Bunny. I feel terrible saying that because I love this book. And then I think second place would be their Cartographers, and then Home Before Dark. Like, this is my favorite book of the year so far. Yeah. I'm obsessed with it. So
nice.
Yeah. Have you read other Riley Sagers?
No. So, wait, yes, I have. I read Lock Every Door, I think last year, and then I have a bunch of his audiobooks from like Libby and stuff. So I need to finish reading the rest of his stuff because of something that I'm doing with Gwen. So
she's gonna be on my podcast next year, guys.
Oh, sweet.
And I was like, so which one are you interested in? She's like, I'll do the Riley Sager ones. I was like, oh, you've read all her books? She's like, no, but I will. By the time
I'm like, they are.
I will have read.
Yeah, I've read all of his books, and I think Home Before Dark is my like second favorite out of all of his books.
What's your first favorite?
My first favorite is the same as Gwen's, and it's The Last Time I Lied.
Oh my gosh, that's my favorite too.
I know. Me and Marcy have the same favorite. I know. Remember when we did it with Gabby where we all read it and then we talked about it and we both reread it? It was so good.
Is that the summer camp one with like it's blue? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to read. Well, I have all of them on my TBR, so I'm very excited though.
Yeah, that was the first one I read and I just really loved it. And I mean, I've rated all of his books pretty high except for the one that Marcy liked.
Oh, Gwen!
Wait, Marcy, is it Survive the Night? Oh, no. Okay. I'm a Survive the Night apologist. Sorry.
Do you not like it or you do like it?
Oh, I do. I love Survive the Night.
Me too!
I know people don't like it, but again, I'm going to stand by it.
I love Survive the Night, and people that don't, I'm like, did you not get it, though? I'm like, maybe you just didn't get it.
No, Lena's face is
I'm gonna join Lena.
I just don't think they read the very last part of the book. I'm like,
they didn't get it, Gwen.
They didn't get it. They didn't get it. It's
the end of the book. The end was the best part. That was the only good part.
Yeah.
But it explains the rest of the book, and I'm like, if you like the ending, you have to like the whole book.
It was about 100 pages too long, okay?
Listen, if you like the ending doesn't mean you have to like the rest of the book because
That's true.
The It Girl from Ruth Ware ending was awesome. Book, no.
Yeah, that's true, Summer. I know you were really looking forward to that book.
I was.
Did anybody else read that?
It's on my TBR, but now I'm scared to.
Honestly,
I haven't heard anything good about
the middle of it. Just skip 100 pages in the middle.
Read the first 100. Read the last 100.
Yeah.
The middle, like just
like literally.
Yeah.
Exactly, Jess. Thank you. Thank you, Nina. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. The ending, though, right? Oh, it was so good. Yeah, I'm a huge Riley Sager fan, but that new one, The House Across the Lake. I mean, if you know my reading taste.
Let's continue.
Next question, Gwen. Next question. Oh, Taya, rank your favorites.
Yes. Okay. So I will say my third place is so The Perfect Marriage, 4.5, but like, out of all these out of this pile, that's my least, I guess, favorite. Hurricane Summer is second. And then I'm sorry, I gotta go with Local Woman Missing. Like,
nice.
Yeah,
all right.
Local Woman Missing is cool because it's kind of like a dumpster fire, and then it all makes sense.
Yes, exactly.
And then it's like perfection.
Yes.
And you're like, wait, what? How did this happen?
Lena, that is the perfect explanation, because I was so like, my mind was all over the place trying to figure out who was the killer, all of that stuff. So I agree with 100%.
Like when I read the synopsis, and then I read the first chapter, and I was like, wait a second. And I had to go back. I was like, am I reading the right book? Because this is nothing like the synopsis.
Yes.
And then it was like 15 different tropes all thrown in. And I was like, I have no idea how this is going to come together.
It's going to play out.
And it did so well.
And that's why I said her mind, like, I don't get it. And like you said too, it was all over the place, but she brought it together so well. And I just, I love it.
Maybe that was
my rating went from a 2 to a 4 by the end.
Love to see it.
My feeble little mind just could not handle it.
That's all right, Gwen. You all, like, that's fine. That's fine. But
I'm gonna be picking it up. That sounds good.
You should tell her. Definitely let me know if you like it.
I'm in the minority here. I realize that. It's fine. Kick them off. Marcy, rate your books for me.
Okay. I start with third place. Yeah.
Yes.
Third place would be Beach House. Second would be The House Across the Lake, and one would be Meg.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Okay, so now I want to just talk about like maybe underhyped books that you read this summer, that you want to like shout from the rooftops. Like I was saying earlier, I had to kind of take a moment and share the love for One Italian Summer, because not that it's underhyped. I mean, it's a book of the month pick. I know a lot of people have read it, but if it's been sitting on your shelf and you've been kind of ignoring it because of the reviews, things you've been hearing, ignore those people. Give it a try. And then when you love it, you can come back to my channel and let me know I was right. So that's one of the books.
I can't do it, Gwen. In 5 years was such absolute trash.
It was. I agree. In 5 years was trash. But this one is just, now I want to say that there is that magical realism element where basically she like runs into her mom. And do I understand everything that happened with that? No, but you know what? I don't care. It was great. I loved it. Some other underhyped books for me, Part of Your World, even though another book of the month book, but I don't hear enough people reading it or talking about it. I don't have a copy of this book, but I have her other book. By this author that wrote this one, and I haven't actually read this book yet, but it's called The Perfect Guests by Emma, and I don't know how you say that, Rose, I don't know, but The Perfect Guest, I have a review of it on my Instagram. It has like a kind of greenish cover. I loved that book. The atmosphere was everything in that book. It has like a murder mystery dinner party. It has like a couple different timelines. It was just it was the atmosphere. The atmosphere did it for me. Another one that I want to put on everybody's radar is The Monsters We Make by Callie White. This is, it's one of those books that's like loosely based on a real story, like a real true crime case or whatever. But this is obviously fictionalized. But it's about the Des Moines Register newspaper boys' kidnappings in the 1980s. They were actually the boys that were kidnapped, like in real life. They were the first children on milk cartons, like missing or whatever. So those were from the kidnappings that this kind of like is loosely based on. But it is a thriller, but it's not like a heart-pumping thriller. It also is kind of like horror too, in my opinion, just because of obviously like the kidnappings and, you know, you're going to find out like things and stuff, but it's more of that, like, there's no like big reveals. You kind of know, you kind of get the feel of what's going on pretty early, you know, but it's just like reading about it, and you get multiple POVs in it. You're following, a paper boy that's not kidnapped, but he kind of had a run-in with, a certain thing. And then his sister, who is a teenager, and she's about to go off to college, but she's really into journalism, and she's kind of like following the case. And then you follow a police detective that used to live in another town where a young boy went missing. And now he's in a new town, but then another boy goes missing. So, it was just really good. And I highly recommend it, but it is creepy. And if you have young kids, maybe you don't want to read it, but it's really, really good. And I haven't heard anybody talk about this book.
I never heard about that book.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. And then obviously I just want to quickly say The Dead Romantics. If you like romance, but so let me tell you what it's about. It's about Florence, who is a ghostwriter for a very popular, well-known romance author. But nobody knows that she's a ghostwriter. They just think that she is the assistant to this author. And she's going to meet the new editor and get an extension on the next book. So she goes in, and of course it's this handsome guy. And she doesn't know if they know that she's the ghostwriter, so she doesn't really say anything. And she's like, "Oh yeah, we need an extension." And he's like, "Nope, absolutely not. It's due tomorrow." And she's like, "Well, crap," because she recently just went through a really bad breakup, so she doesn't really believe in love anymore, and it's supposed to be a romance book, so she's having a hard time writing it. But then before she can really work on that or anything, she gets called back to her small hometown. I guess she was in New York, and now she gets called back to her small hometown. And her family runs a funeral home. And so she kind of grew up around that environment and stuff like that. But her dad passed away. And so she's back there to help bury her father and take care of some family business and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. And she can talk to ghosts. So she meets a ghost and things happen. And yeah. So yeah, it was good. It was good. That's
Love
all
that.
That sounds cute.
Let's see what the best is. So I have The Dead Romantics, that one. There was a whole bunch. Part of Your World, that one. Probably this one. The Monsters.
Yeah.
Made, that one. Yeah, I was trying to think. But also The Perfect Guests. So those are all books. Anybody else have any underrated books?
Oh, I have a few, but no, you guys. Anybody else can go. Fine.
Okay.
I just have one.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, Lena.
I think you guys are lagging a little bit. So
Yeah.
Okay, so the only one I was going to recommend was Member of the Family by Diane Lake, because I feel like if you like thrillers, you would like it. If you like nonfiction, you would like it. If you like memoirs, you would like it. But it's basically Diane Lake is one of Charles Manson's girls, and she didn't commit any of the Charles Manson murders, but she was part of the cult. So if you like cults, all of those, I feel like it would be good for people who like a whole bunch of different types of genres. But it was just it was so crazy, and the fact that all of that actually happened. And she talks about why she joined Charles Manson's cult and what her life is like now. And she talks about the trials and stuff. And I feel like I don't hear very many people talking about that one.
I have it on my TBR. Doesn't it talk about childhood too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she talks about her childhood. She talks about her upbringing, and it kind of a lot of stuff because of that. And then she talks about her words, and she talks about her husband being in hospice, and that made me cry because I have a family member in hospice right now, and so I just really connected to it because of that and other things as well. But yeah, it was really good, and I think it's crazy because it kind of reads like a thriller, but it 100% is real life, and so that makes it even more disturbing. So,
Yeah.
and I just
I've had that. Yeah, I've had that one on my TBR for years. I need to finally get to it.
Yeah, me too. Maybe this season. Who knows? All right, Summer, you said you had some to share.
Yeah, so I have kind of grown out of YA over the last few years, but for some reason this summer I read a couple of YA contemporary romance ones. So I have A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow.
Oh, that sounds cute.
Yeah, it's so cute. The cover, I need to bring the cover up. I don't own it because I listened to it on audiobook. It is the cutest cover. but it's about this girl who lives in Florida, and she and her sister run or like work in the family restaurant. It's all Cuban food and stuff. And she's had like, she calls it the trifecta, where she had a falling out with her best friend, her boyfriend broke up with her, and her grandma passed away, and she was really close with her grandma. So she's grieving, and her family doesn't really know what else to do because she's kind of doing some extreme things. So to try to help her kind of break out of this grief cycle, her family sends her to go stay with her aunt and uncle in London or in England somewhere at their bed and breakfast. So she starts working in the kitchen at this bed and breakfast, and she meets this boy who owns a tea shop or works in his family's tea shop. And it was just a really sweet book, and it like kind of made me cry a little bit. And I love books about food and baking and stuff. So it was just like such a wholesome read, and I just wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did. And I haven't really heard anyone else talk about it.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that one. So
yeah. And then my other one, I don't know if it's like underrated, but I feel like it's very polarizing, and it's Just Like Home, that we were kind of talking about earlier, by Sarah Gailey. And I loved it. I thought the ending was like so good and just nothing like I've ever read before.
That's
so
good.
Yeah, I would say even if you've heard weird things about it, just give it a try, because you might not know if you'd like it, you know?
I know. I think that's the theme of this live show is even if you've heard crap things about books,
read it.
Don't sound good for you. Just read it because you never know.
I can't do one Italian summer, Gwen. I can't do it.
Okay, Taya, you said you had some.
Yeah, so I have a few. So I'm going to start with like the most like disturbing book, and I'm actually going to feature this in an upcoming video. But Beth, I know you're in the chats right now, and I know you're into serial killers. I'm not sure if you read this yet, but it is The Life and Crimes of Richard Ramirez, The Night Stalker. Y'all, this book, when I tell you I was so scared to go to sleep after I read this, it is not even funny. So I read this back in January, actually, but I just feel like I don't see enough people talking about this book, or at least even like Richard Ramirez when it comes to like notorious and like infamous serial killers. And he is like one of the scariest to me. So I found this book like randomly on Amazon, and obviously it is okay, but it's on my wish list. Okay, got it, gotcha. So I watched the documentary, of course, and this is based off of the documentary, or the documentary is based off of this book, I'm pretty sure, but obviously this goes into more detail, and it is very gruesome, very gory, of course, and it was just heartbreaking. It was honestly just so heartbreaking because obviously these were real people that went through this, and it was something. Like, he truly terrorized California for like a whole summer. And Philip Carlo, actually, the author, actually has an interview with Richard Ramirez. He went to go see him when he was, I think, on death row, and basically just asked him all these questions, like pretty much like, how did you go about picking your victims? And he even asked him a question about like, how does one avoid becoming a becoming a victim of a serial killer? And his response was so chilling. He basically,
oh my gosh, tell me what he said.
He basically, and this isn't like a spoiler or anything, like obviously you guys can go on like Wikipedia, but basically he said, there's really nothing that you can do to avoid becoming a victim. Once a serial killer knows they want to kill you, they know, and they're not going to stop until.
Well, that doesn't give me a lot of hope.
Okay. This book scared the living crap out of me. So I read a fiction book.
Yeah, I watched the documentary, and that's crazy too, though, because in the documentary, like all of the cops thought that it was just like randomized killings. Like it wasn't. He had it all planned out, which is even more disturbing because it seemed absolutely random.
Exactly. Yeah. And Philip Carlo talked about that more in the book, and obviously I won't, say too much, but I will just say that there's just so much context in here, of course, that provides like why and how he became like the real life boogeyman, essentially. And just it was a lot. So yeah, for sure, recommend picking this one up if you're into infamous serial killers and like the psychology behind it all. But I feel like this one was kind of underrated. And then
I'm gonna add that to my TBR.
Yes, for sure. And then the last two books I wanted to talk about are actually romances, because I haven't talked about a romance really like all like that during this live show, and that's huge for me. So the two books that I have here are Long Shot and Block Shot.
Yes, I was like,
It is, yes. So these are a sports romance. These are sports romance books. I cannot talk right now. But this follows like a basketball type of romance. And I will say that Long Shot, so this is the first book, this has a lot of heavy and triggering like themes in it. So definitely make sure you look up trigger warnings, but this does focus on domestic violence, but there is a romance that like blossoms out of all of that, I guess you can say, with a different character, of course, for the main character. But I just really liked it because besides, I didn't obviously like the domestic violence part, but the romance that came out of it, and just like reading about a character that is just like going through it, but you know they're going to come out on the other side stronger and better than ever, especially like a female MC. I just loved it. So I'm a character-driven reader, like we talked about before. So the characters in this book, I just loved.
And you have the special editions. Those are the
special editions, because I am obsessed with Kennedy Ryan and her storytelling. It's actually like wild. But this is the second book in the series, and this is called Blockshot. And I just finished this one. And I actually was going to rate this like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. But Kennedy Ryan has bonus epilogues for all of her books, I think. And I read the bonus epilogue for this, and it pushed it to a 5-star because I'm a sucker for weddings in my romance books. So yeah, but I'm not going to go into like the full synopsis just because like we'll probably be here all night, but definitely recommend picking these up if you're into sports romances, but also if you're trying to like incorporate diverse reads into your, reading plans and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I've heard such great things about Kennedy Ryan just in general, like all of her stories. My friend Key from Just Key loves Kennedy Ryan, tries to get me to read her books all the time. Have I done it yet? No. But I do have the first book on my TBR, so long shot.
It's very heavy, so just like forewarning you.
Yeah, and domestic violence and domestic abuse really is something that is kind of triggering for me a little bit. So I know it will be a heavy read, but I'm ready for it. Nice. Did you have anything else that you want to talk about, or do you want to move to Marcy now?
Oh, no, that was it.
Okay, good. All right, Marcy.
The only one that I want to talk about is 3 Days in the Pink Tower, which is a horror novella. And the only reason why I loved, or I want to scream from the rooftops, is just because I love how the author inserted herself in such a vulnerable way to talk about her kidnapping and her rape of multiple days, which was in this pink cabin, hence the name of it. And so reading her experiences as a fictional character, I mean, it was really rough. It was gross at times. The only thing that I didn't vibe too much with, and if you have a problem with like speculative fiction or magical realism, there were like some elements of that, like supernatural with tarot cards and her like seeing things that didn't like vibe with me well. I wish it would have just it would have just been a novel that was just straightforward about her experience, maybe in a fictionalized way. That was the only thing that I didn't like about it. But other than that, I thought it was amazing, and trigger warnings for rape, of course. And it was fantastically written. She did such a great job at her writing and at like keeping you engaged the whole time. So I thought that one, I mean, I don't see a lot of people talking about it. Again, it is an indie horror author. 3 Days in the Pink Tower.
3 Days in the Pink Tower. That's the one that you said the one synopsis for, the one sentence.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's like a very good read and important read for people. And I love that she just put herself in such a vulnerable spot as well, and like just getting to know her a little bit more.
Nice. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is a summer bucket list type recommendation, I guess. I don't even know what you call this, but basically you guys see those all over Google, all over Pinterest, where it's like a fall bucket list, go apple picking, or a winter bucket list, like make a snow angel. Well, we're going to do a summer bucket list, and we have picked a couple. I have three examples of summer activities that you would see on a summer bucket list, and like a book that kind of sort of fits those vibes. So I guess I'll go first. The first one is visit a water park. And for that, I did the buddy read with Marcy for Kill River, which sadly I did not love as much as I wanted to, just because it was like overly descriptive for me. But if you like descriptive writing, and I was also shocked about the characters being as young as they were, because sometimes they read really, really young, and then sometimes I forgot that they were 14 or whatever. They felt like they were 18, 19, 20 or something like that. So I didn't love this, but it does have this creepy water park. It actually starts in a summer camp, and then it goes to a creepy water park. So visit a water park Kill River. And then the next one, do a DIY. You know, in summer, maybe people have more time to do a DIY. So I read The Homewreckers by Mary Kay Andrews. And actually, she renovates homes. So it's a big DIY project for her. But I had a lot of fun with this one. I'm kind of hit or miss with Mary Kay Andrews, actually. She's like a women's fiction novelist. Her books are very Southern. They're usually set in like Georgia or South Carolina or North Carolina, you know, very Southern vibes. And it can sometimes get problematic, but for the most part, I don't really remember anything like problematic in here, but I loved it. It was fun, and it's kind of chunky. Her books are usually longer, but I was just enjoying the story and the renovating home aspect of it. So if you like HGTV, like when they renovate homes, I think you would like this book. And then the other one, obviously a given, is if you want to go to the beach or the lake, you know, every summer after. Specifically, the book is a lake, but you know, if you want to go to like a little vacation, read this one. All right. Anybody else want to start with your summer bucket list? Okay, go ahead for it, Lena. You're muted. Let me unmute you.
Sorry.
Okay.
Forgot I muted myself. Okay. So the first one I have is Where the Crawdads Sing. Even though I didn't really love that book this summer, I wanted to read it before the movie came out, you know. But I feel like there's a lot of summer bucket list things on there. The ones I listed were like have a summer fling, like a summer romance, like going fishing. She goes like fishing and crabbing and pulls out, you know, all kinds of different things out of the lake or whatever. Boating, like there's just so many summer bucket lists. I feel like from Where the Crawdads Sing, I feel like that ticks a lot of the boxes.
Nice.
And then I had Something Wilder by Christina Lauren, because that one is like go on a horseback riding trip or go on a trail ride or go, you know, I feel like that one hits a lot of the like summer trail vibes for bucket lists. And then I also had The House Across the Lake, which is like a weekend at the lake or going to a cabin or something like that. So I feel like all of those kind of like summery vacation vibes kind of for all three of those. So
nice. All right, Summer, what about your summer bucket list?
I came up with some last minute because I only have one, and now I have a few, so we're good. So I said go to the ocean, and I did that one for It Happened One Summer by 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒅. It doesn't have like beachy vibes, like it's like Pacific Northwest, but it was, you know, there's the beach and the ocean and stuff nearby. For like DIY project, I'm kind of copying you, Gwen.
Yeah, that's fine.
I did Home Before Dark because the main character and her friend like flip houses and stuff. So it's been a lot of that kind of stuff. And then for like I listen to a lot of music in the summer. I don't know. And so I did,
going to a concert or something?
Yeah, or just like even I listen to a lot of music for some reason more in the summer because I like roll my windows down in my car and like listen to music or whatever. So I did Hook, Line, and Sinker, which is the sequel to...
That's a good one, yeah.
I mean, I honestly didn't love that one as much
as...
I
didn't love the book, but that's a good, like, bucket list.
Thank you. Yeah, because the main character really loves vinyl, and there's so much, like, music references and stuff in it, so, I don't know. I thought that was kind of fun.
Very good. Look at you. All right, Marcy, do you have any summer bucket list items for us?
I do. Number one is actually a book that I do have with me because I traveled with it. I'm actually in the middle of it. And that is Reluctant Immortals by Gwendolyn Kiss. And this one I did for drive-in movie because this is set in the 70s and it follows two women that were victims of Dracula and Rochester and their experiences after they dealt with these men. And so one of them is a vampire, and one of the things that they do a lot of is go to the drive-in movies, and it's just such a cool experience following them in there. So love that. And then I did Just Like Home and Summer. I don't know if you'll like understand this, but to drink ice cold lemonade. Does it match?
Absolutely not.
And then the last one is Beach House, which was Watch a Thunderstorm, because we do get a couple of those like beachside thunderstorms in it. So I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. One thing I want to say about Beach House, that part where there was the storm, like the day after when she met the people and they were trying to talk about going out in the water. The little scene that happened in the water, I wasn't sure if it was like a dream at first. I was like, is this actually happening? And then I was like,
it was
weird, this actually happened. I was like, that's because it's a YA.
Yes.
At this point, horror book is a YA, like an 80s, 90s horror book.
Yeah.
But I was like, if I read that when I was young, like when I was, supposed to read it, quote unquote, age-wise, I was like, I would have been terrified.
Yeah, it went places. For it being a cheesy 90s, it went places.
Yes, it was crazy. Let's see what. Make this a tag. Okay, this is where I got this idea from. My friend Spencer from Intentionally Bookish, she reads a lot of cozy mysteries, and she made a video for this for summer. She said she did a summer bucket list, and then she said these are cozy mysteries that fit this bucket list idea. And so I was thinking, ooh, I want to do that for fall. I want to do a fall bucket list and then recommend books that fit that thing, like, going to a pumpkin patch, and then you recommend a book that gives you those vibes or whatever.
Yeah.
I am going to hopefully do that this fall, so look forward to that. But
cool.
I kind of want to do it for every season. I thought it was so fun.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but was that your last one, Marcy, or did you have
one
more?
That was my last one.
Okay, good. Okay, so we're going to do one round of this because we were talking before we went live, but the last thing I kind of want to do is the drawing one. So I don't know how it's going to go because I am not an artist.
Oh, wait, Gwen, I'm sorry. I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't go yet, no.
Oh,
no, I didn't go yet. No, you're good.
Go ahead. Go.
You're good. So, okay. So I will try to make this quick. So
no, don't make it quick. Take your time.
Right. So for the first one that I have here, it is Watch Fireworks. So I chose Everything We Didn't Say by Nicole Bart. So this came out last year. This came out in October of 2021 for Book of the Month. And another controversial opinion because a lot of people did not like this book, but I loved it and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. And the reason why I said it's like giving me the fireworks vibes is because this is like a murder mystery, and basically the night of the murder that took place, the main character and someone else were watching fireworks, and it kind of just like set off this like chain reaction.
That was the perfect.
Yes. And it just gives you all the summer feels as well, because like you go like there's like dual timelines, so when you go back into the past for the main character, you obviously like kind of follow her along during her summers in her hometown while like the murder takes place and all this other crazy stuff. So yeah.
Nice. All right, sorry, go ahead, keep going.
Oh no, you're good. Okay, so the next one that I have here is Drink a Tropical Drink. And of course, I have to plug Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. I feel like most people either really love this book or they really hate it. And I am in the camp that loves it because this book was so off the rails that I was just laughing throughout the entire thing. I thought it was hilarious, honestly. So yeah, I love vacation gone wrong stories and all of that type of stuff. So I just feel like this is the perfect book to like recommend for summer because it gives you all those feels.
Nice. That was a good. It even looks like a tropical drink,
right? And then the last one that I have here is Catch Lightning Bugs, and it is A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham.
That was the best one.
Yes, really good,
See,
right?
I almost skipped you, and you had like the best ones.
All the bangers. Yes, this is another one of my favorite books, and again, it didn't have the best reviews, which I understand why. It is very, very slow burn. So if you are not into slow burn thrillers, these two probably will not be for you if you're not into that, but I am. It depends. But this one also gives me all of the summer feels because the fireflies, but also the main character, Chloe. You follow, I think, like a dual timeline as well, and you kind of like get into her head and have her explain kind of like the summer where everything went wrong, essentially. So her dad was convicted of killing like all of these girls, I think, like, or either kidnapping or killing all of these girls that went missing in her neighborhood. And so she's like kind of dealing with the trauma of that. But as time goes on, these like abductions start happening again. So now Chloe and everybody else in the neighborhood or in the community think that like maybe they convicted the wrong guy, and the story takes off from there essentially. So yeah, really good, really loved it, and I really hope Stacey Willingham comes out with something else very soon. Well,
yeah, she has announced her next book, or I saw it
really?
somewhere. I don't remember what it's called, but I was like, she is coming out with something else. So yes.
Oh, wow.
I'm reading that though. That sounds good.
Flicker in the Darkest Bob. No, it is.
Yes. Okay.
I gave that one 5 stars. So good.
Yes.
Yeah,
Flicker in the Dark is good.
Yeah, it was really good. So sorry I interrupted, but we're going to do one round of the book cover where you're going to guess that drawing. So we're going to try to draw a book cover of a book that we read. Now that you've heard some of the books that we've read, maybe it's one of those books. Maybe it's a book we haven't talked about yet. Who knows? Maybe, let's see. I guess I'll try to go first. Mine's going to be really bad. I'm not an artist, but we're going to go with it. So I'm going to start drawing, and you guys can guess, or people in the chat can guess. I think you guys have an advantage because of the time delay between the chat or whatever. So, all right, I'm going to try to recreate. Okay, here we go. Tell me if you guys can see it.
Gwen, no, that one was mine. I was gonna do that one.
What is it?
It's a hand.
This is so bad. I should have been like, hold on, guys. All right. So what is it?
It's a hand.
Yes, but what's the book?
Oh. Is it just the one hand? Because maybe it's not the one I think.
No.
It's The Last Housewife, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was gonna draw. Now I have to get a new one. Oh.
She said Survivor. God.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, that's how my picture looked. But no, it was going to be The Last Housewife. Yes. So good job, Marcy. And then Tyra, thank you for noticing my handiwork. All right. Did you want to go first this time, Taya, so I do not forget you?
Sure.
I try to go like in the order like this way. Like just in like around the clock thing, and so you're before Marcy on my screen, so I already assumed that I got you.
Oh no, you're totally fine. I'm not a I'm not an artist either, so like this is gonna be bad, and I'm not gonna lie, I already like pre-drew it, so
okay, good.
I don't think y'all are gonna guess this. It's really bad. Hopefully you can see it.
Okay, it's a moon and people.
Is that Reckless Girls?
It is not.
Was it Hurricane Girls?
No.
It's something with a wedding. With a ring.
Is it You're Invited?
No, it is not, but that is a good book.
Oh, that is a good guess.
So bad. Oh my god.
No, let's see.
No
Let's see if anybody in the chat can guess it. I mean, you did like way better. Oh, the Unhoneymooner, someone said.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Okay, this is probably a really bad drawing. Oh my gosh.
All right, let people guess. No, it's good. It's got a lot of clues.
Don't lie to me, Gwen.
The guest list? I don't know.
No,
it's something with water, with a ring, with a couple, and the moon. What genre?
A thriller. I probably should have said that.
So Tyra said The Perfect Marriage.
It is not, but like,
okay,
love
it's
that,
not that.
of course.
Okay, but this is not what. Is this what the cover looks like?
This is what the cover that I have looks like, yes. Well, not the people, but like their main characters in it.
Oh.
Titanic, Beth,
so it's
goodbye.
a book with a ring and a moon? Is it the wife?
No.
Is it?
It's
I'm trying to think of. It's okay.
It reminds me of a Kirsten Module cover.
Oh my gosh, no one's gonna guess. It's fine if y'all don't.
Hold on. Give me a minute.
It's like Titanic. Get the rest.
That was a funny guess. Marcy, do you have a guess?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Jess
The
got
night
it.
she disappeared.
Jess got
The
it.
night
Yes.
she disappeared.
Yes.
Yes.
See?
Yes, because this is the cover that I have, and it's a pool, and there's a ring, but like the main characters are a couple.
Yeah. Jess got it.
Good job, Jess.
Nice. Okay. Lena, it's your turn.
Oh gosh.
Dazzle us.
Okay.
Well, I haven't drawn mine yet. Like
I know, I didn't either.
I'm not an overachiever. Okay, this will probably be easy. Okay, let's see if I can. Oh gosh. All right, let's see. Can you see it? It's in frame.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. Oh, of course you freeze a little bit. Okay.
That's it.
What? A line with a swing.
Oh, a swing.
Is it-
Oh, the
It's
chain?
Yep.
Oh,
Nice,
nice,
Summer.
one. I
Nice,
was like, it's
Summer.
a swing, but then I was like, what
Nice.
book has a swing?
I want to read that one so bad.
It's
Me
good.
too.
It's good. It was 5 stars until the ending. The ending dropped it down to 4, but it's still really good. It's
Yeah.
still really good.
The ending definitely, like, it went off the rails, like, quite a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
It's still good,
yeah.
though.
I'm
A
excited.
lot of Lena's like, oh, I'm worried about drawing mine, and like everybody guessed it.
I picked the absolute easiest one. I'm like 3 lines. I can do this.
Marcy, you're up.
I already drew mine. And
Oh, that's fine.
Please do not laugh. Okay, thank you.
Oh, that's good. That's cute.
Oh, is it just like Mother?
It's
Yes!
it's like Mother. Yes! That is so good. It looks
I
just
want to read
like
that
it.
one. I want to read that so bad.
Yeah.
It's so good and like creepy and unique.
Me
I
and
really like it.
Sav are reading that from Riveting Reads. We're reading that for my podcast. So our
Nice.
full discussion will be up on my podcast on October 3rd. So if you guys are ready,
Yay.
read
I've been waiting
it.
to closer to the podcast to read it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. All right.
Really
last
good.
but not least, Summer.
I didn't
All right.
know.
Yep,
So
that's good. She's
he's
got her
okay.
sketch pad, her professional.
Okay.
Oh, it's the house, the one. No.
Just like home.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Wow. You guys are
Put
good.
like one line on the paper and
Nice.
She's like, I'm drawing the roof of the house.
Yeah. I'm impressed.
I'm so sorry. I didn't let her.
She was working on her masterpiece, Marcy. You interrupted.
I am horrible.
How dare you?
Marcy, you gotta go on a game show or something. Come on.
That was awesome. Did anybody else want to share anything else about your reading or just in general, any videos that you have coming up you want people to tune into, or any reading plans that you have coming up that you're excited about?
I'm doing the Upside Down readathon next week.
Yeah,
So I'm
I am
excited for
too.
that. I think it's going to be fun.
Are you gonna vlog for it, Summer?
I'm going to try. Listen, I feel like so awkward when I try to vlog things. Like, I'm like, who cares, like, to see what I'm doing? But also, I love watching other people's vlogs, so, like, whatever. But it's something where
Same.
after I put it out, I will never watch it again because, like, I will cringe.
Same.
Yes.
I think I am going to try to vlog it, though. So,
Are you gonna do like one big long vlog, or are you gonna try to do daily vlogs?
probably one big long vlog. I
Okay.
will probably eventually try to do daily vlogs, but yeah. Next
Okay.
week will not be the time.
That's nice. That's being hosted by a bunch of people, Marcy, Liv, Kendall, Lauren, Jordan. I just posted my TBR for that, and I think I have the details in the description. But yeah, that's a fun one. What about anybody else? Any fun plans?
I'm gonna try to do this Stephen King one.
Ooh,
Oh
that's good.
yeah, the one from Beth and Ashley and Elizabeth.
Yeah, because I have a lot of Stephen King books on my TBR that I like need to get done by the end of the month, but I don't know because I'm doing a team.
The end of the
challenge
month.
this month. No, the end of the year. Sorry, the end of the
Okay,
year.
I was like, whoa.
But I'm doing Bookish Jeopardy right now with the online Facebook book club that I'm a part of, and so a lot of that is like I don't know a lot of my TBR, so I'm gonna try. I'm gonna at least read. I told myself I'm going to read one Stephen King every month until the end of the year, so I'm gonna try and fit in more than that. So
Have you already read 1922, or is that one of the ones you're gonna try to read?
I have not read that one, and I think I'm going to, if it comes in from the library in time, I'm going to. I have it on hold, but I have like 10 Stephen King books on my TBR. So I'm at least going to read something.
Okay, good. What about you, Taya? Special plans for this fall? Videos coming out?
Yeah, so I'm trying to get back on track with like being consistent with BookTube again. But I was actually watching, I'm not sure if she's still in the chat, and I'm so sorry I didn't respond to any of you guys. For some reason, I guess didn't log in, so I apologize. But I saw that Jordan from 𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒔 was in the chat, and I watched her most recent video where she talked about the like top 25 most emotional books she's read.
Yes.
And I just thought that was such a great idea. So I actually just filmed that. Oh, Wi-Fi is horrible. So I actually just filmed that video where I was going to talk about like my top 10 because I get in all of the feels and I'm very empathetic. So there's a lot of books, honestly. And then I also just filmed the like most disturbing books that I've read, which is that Night Stalker book is going to be featured in there along with a few other books. So those are like 2 videos that I'm hoping to get edited soon and out there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think I'm going to join any readathons or like read-alongs until maybe next year. Just because I keep falling off and I don't want to keep saying, I'm going to do this, and then I don't do it. So
yeah. Lena did a disturbing books recommendation video recently too. So I like that one. And I'm also doing a emotional books based off of Jordan's. I was like, Jordan, I think I'm going to piggyback off of that and like do one too. I was like, some of the ones that she had on her list were obviously on my list too. But I was like, I'm going to try to do like all new books, and then I'll like link her video. So if you get yours up before me, I'll make sure I link yours too. Because I think like if you love, emotional books, then we're always looking for the recs. Beth had a good question. Is anybody going to do Vlogmas? I do not think I'm going to.
Ooh, I don't think so, Beth.
I might. I don't know.
Ooh, Summer!
I won't promise, but I might do something kind of like that.
She's like, get back to me in a couple of months. I have some time to think about it.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like the problem with Vlogmas for me is it takes so much work.
Yeah, it does.
To daily vlog.
Yeah.
And to me, true Vlogmas is, maybe you have a couple of videos prepared, but it's really following the person during the season. But then I feel like that's taking time away because I'm filming it. I have to be in my office and edit it, and I'm losing sleep over it, and I'm not truly enjoying the holidays as much as I could without it. I love watching it, but I feel like also just a lot of people do it, so it's a lot to get through.
Yeah.
But
Unless you do like 12, I know some people do like 12 days of like Bookmas or like 7 days of whatever. So I feel like that maybe is something that might be obtainable for me. So maybe I'll look into that. But I like Beth's idea, like pre-filming maybe or pre-recording some.
Yeah, I love watching Vlogmas, but like I'm literally the Grinch. Like I am Scrooge.
My life is just boring. Well, I feel like my life is just so boring. I wouldn't have anything to film for like a whole entire month every single day. So I might do like kind of the thing like 7 days or 12 days or something like that. Definitely sounds more my speed.
Yeah.
And then Luna's doing the Fall Fang Gang readathon in September, reading vampire books.
Ooh.
That sounds
even more than Vlogmas. I love the like best of the year, worst of the year, most disappointing of the year, most like all of those.
I love those. I love those videos. Oh.
I do too. But I feel like the end of the year comes up so quick because literally you're so excited to read, or at least like it seems like the majority of us here because we like thrillers and stuff like that. So it's kind of like our season of reading.
Right.
But then you have all that. But I also have the podcast. So I'm also doing a bunch of end of the year stuff over there. And I actually have a huge announcement coming out tomorrow on my podcast talking about some things that I have planned. Like Lena knows, my patrons know what I'm talking about. But I have a huge project that I've been working on all year for like, Christmas time and stuff. But it's a lot to think about. All the episodes I still have to do for that. All the end of the year content I want to do for YouTube. Plus I need to read. So it's a lot.
Reading. Throw that in
there.
there.
Also, I need to read because I need to do that for all of this. Upside Down Readathon, not vlogging every day, a bunch of pre-film stuff. Nice. Beth, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for your serial killer series on Saturdays. That's what I'm waiting for. You said, if nothing else, there will be a Saturday video. I've been waiting, Beth. True Vlogmas. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. AdSense in December. It's great. Yep. Watching Vlogmas gives me life. Yep. Try to daily vlog. 12 Days of Bookmas. Yeah, that sounds good. Nope, y'all have to tune in. Sorry, I'm that person. I need the listens on my podcast, so y'all can just go over there and listen to that tomorrow. Or you can join my Patreon and find out all of the secrets. So all of that stuff is linked in the description box. So
we love the promo. Exactly.
Exactly. But anyway, thank you, ladies, so much for joining me. Marcy, sorry your internet was crappy at the end. But yeah, I had so much fun. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching still, all of their social medias are linked in the description box. Like I said, we have great reading tastes kind of all over the place. Go check them out, subscribe, see what they're up to this season, collaborate with them, buddy read with them, just support them. They're my friends. I love them so much. So anyway, that's it for us, and bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.